Hello, everybody. Welcome to Union Square. Well, it's been a long road, hasn't it? Been a long 15 months. And I just want to start. Hi, everybody. I'm San Francisco Mayor London Breed. And I just want to start by recognizing the people of San Francisco, because I know the steps that we had to take to address this global pandemic in this city, and the success of the steps that we've had to take had everything to do with all of you listening to our health directives, looking out for one another, supporting and uplifting one another. And when you look at what's happened in other parts of the world and what happened in San Francisco, this is one of the densest cities in the country. Thank you, thank you. We have one of the lowest death rates in the country, but good luck, ma'am, good luck, good luck. Thank you. And as I said, San Francisco, fortunately, has had one of the lowest death rates in the country, and that has had everything to do with all of the work that many of you have done to keep one another safe. And I want to say thank you to San Francisco. Thank you for all your hard work, because it was a very challenging time, and now that light that we keep talking about is finally here. And no, you can't please everybody, but that's okay. So today, why are we here? As someone who grew up in San Francisco, you know, many of you, you hear me talk a lot about my grandmother. You hear me talk about living in public housing and some of my own experiences. And when I think about some of the things that my grandmother did, the values that she instilled in me, cleaning up in front of where we lived. And of course, as a teenager, sometimes I do it kicking and screaming. She would send me out in front, pick up the trash, throw it away. We would take a bucket and fill it with water and soap and wash the stairs. And I'm like, Mama, why? Like, in my mind, I'm like, why are we cleaning up for everybody else? And she said, this is your community. This is your home. And at the end of the day, I don't care what people say about the projects. We're going to take care of our community. And it's important that we make sure that we take care of this community so people can know that folks who care about it live here. And I think about San Francisco in the same way, because it's not just about what I'm doing. It's not just about what the Department of Public Works is doing. It's like, what are we collectively doing? What are we collectively doing to make sure that we take care of our city? And so a lot of what my grandmother taught me, I didn't understand the importance of it, but it rubbed off on me as I got older. So when I was the director of the African American Art and Culture Complex, we kept that building spotless. And we kept it spotless because I didn't want to disappoint my grandmother. And so what I noticed with the kids who were growing up and attending programs there, they might drop something on the ground by accident, and they immediately pick it up to try and find a garbage can. It was the values that was instilled in them as they came into the center. The same values that I learned that so many kids are learning now in their homes and their communities, it's what I want to exist across this entire city. It can't just be about one city agency or one nonprofit agency taking care of and cleaning up some of the challenges that exist here. It requires all of us to do our part. So when we see some trash on the corner, we should call 311 immediately. And we should never feel like it's okay to illegally dump trash on the corners of the most beautiful city in the country. We should feel bad about throwing trash outside our cars or throwing trash out on our streets. We should feel bad about dirtying and messing up this beautiful city. You hear people talk about San Francisco and how beautiful it is. Yes, we are a major city, and we have challenges like any other major city. We know people struggle. We know we're making investments to address those challenges, but that is no excuse for letting our city completely fall apart. So why are we here today? San Francisco is shining right now. We are a beacon of hope. When you think about it, we are a beacon of hope. People come here from all over the world, sometimes seeking refuge, sometimes seeking a new opportunity. Folks like myself who were born and raised here, I want to be a part of the success of this city. When I think about San Francisco and shining, I don't care if it is foggy. We love our foggy weather. To us, it's still shining. The hearts, the minds, the souls of the people of this city are shining. And so what is today about? Today is to remind us how much we love this city, how we have to fight for this city, and how we as a collective have to make sure that the work we do today demonstrates that we care about this city enough to ensure that it continues to shine on. So what does that mean? Shine on, San Francisco. What does that mean? It means we are focusing on the things that aren't necessarily the most popular things to talk about, like new trash cans that are easier for the public to use. I see Sam Dodge is clapping for those new trash cans, making sure they're strategically placed so it's easier for people to throw things away. We know that it's not exciting to talk about improving our 311 system so it's easier to use for the public. We know that our ambassadors here at Union Square and Urban Alchemy and all of our nonprofit agencies that do incredible work providing support with CYC for additional power washing sometimes is not really exciting, but it is. That work that all of these people behind me, that work that they do to keep San Francisco green and clean is so critical to making sure this city continues to shine. So we are here today to announce what I think is an incredible initiative, an initiative that we're hoping would catch on. Yes, we have beautiful trees and other things that we're gonna plant all over the city, but we are announcing a campaign called Shine On SF. And Shine On SF, as you can see from some of the buttons that people are wearing, is really about reminding us how important San Francisco is to us, how we all have to take responsibility for this city, how we have to work harder to keep it the green and clean and beautiful city that we all know and love. And so we're gonna be making some unprecedented investments in new trees, investments in new garbage cans, investment in technology to make our system easier to maneuver so that people can take responsibility for getting things cleaned up and picked up in their communities. We got a lot of work to do in San Francisco, and this is a critical part of our recovery, our economic recovery, not just for the people who visit Union Square and shop here from all over the world, but the people who live here. The people who live here who want to walk down the streets and feel that they're safe and clean with their baby strollers or their families or their friends. How do we make San Francisco better? We have to work hard for it. We have to fight for it. And that's what we're here to do today, to fight for the future of San Francisco. So let me just go over a few of the initiatives. $1.8 million to make this Shine On SF program permanent. Power washing and mobile teams, $140,000 through the OEWD, Office of Economic and Workforce Development. That's in addition to all the power washing of some of the streets and sidewalks that we already do. We're doing activation of our public spaces on Wednesdays. I forget what's happening today, but there's some public space where randomly some performers or some singers are gonna start performing. It's gonna be really fun. It's gonna stop traffic and everyone's gonna wanna surround it and look at it and enjoy it and smile. A total of $96.2 million in the budget for cleaning and beautifying for our communities. $96.2 million. And it's not just the work of the city. I want to take this opportunity to thank some people who decided that they wanted to support this city and came up with the concept of Shine On SF. They worked with a number of folks, a number of community stakeholders, because they wanted to do something to give back to the city. And Howard, are you here today? Howard, thank you. Woolner, thank you so much for your vision and your work and your support in making this a reality. And thank you also to Jennifer Kiss for the consultant work you did, the advocacy. Because of their vision and their leadership, this Shine On SF commitment is a reality that I'm committed to supporting in our upcoming budgets and partnering with our private and public sectors to make sure that we are consistent in the work that we need to do to take care of our city. And I also want to thank so many of our department heads, including our assessor recorder, Joaquin Torres, our city administrator, Carmen Chu, our Department of the Environment Director, Debbie Rafael, 311 Director, Nancy Alfaro, our Director of the Department of Public Works, Phil Ginsberg, and the Director of the Office of Economic and Workforce Development, Kate Sophis. As you can see, incredible leaders, it does take a village, and they are going to be working hand in hand collectively with Louis from Urban Alchemy and the whole Urban Alchemy team and the ambassadors at Union Square who are always out here taking care of the community, and your Department of Public Works team. So many folks in the Tenderloin Community Business District, the Union Square Community Business District, so many people. It does take a village. And when you see any of these folks out here working every single day, just say thank you. Thank you, because they're out here working hard. They're showing up when others are not. And so we appreciate them, because what we want to happen is when people come to San Francisco or people come from other parts of the city to Union Square or any of our incredible spaces to enjoy live music, to shop at some of our great department stores, to have a wonderful experience at our restaurant, we want to make sure that they walk away with a smile on their face. That's what shining a light on San Francisco is all about, reminding us why we love this city so much and reminding us that we have to fight like heck to keep it the way that we know will make all of us continue to love it and be proud of it. Thank you all so much for being here today. And with that, I want to bring back our partner in this effort, or bring up a person who has been traveling all over to get people excited about returning to San Francisco, to visit from all over the world, to come back to San Francisco for a number of the conventions and all of the great things that are happening. The head of the SF Travel Association for San Francisco, Joe D'Alessandro.
Thank you, Mayor Breed. Thank you for your leadership during the pandemic, which we all really appreciate. Thank you for your leadership during our recovery, which is absolutely essential. And thank you for your budget initiatives this past budget, because it is going to make a difference in making sure that San Francisco recovers, and San Francisco recovers quickly. This Shine On initiative is something that the city cannot do alone. We need the city's leadership, but it's really got to be driven by all of us. It's got to be driven by the private sector. It's got to be driven by associations. It's got to be driven by individuals. All of us have to be a part of it. Why is this so important now? Travel and tourism is the backbone of San Francisco's economy. Before the pandemic, over 25 million visitors came here each year, infusing over $10 billion in that economy. And that has virtually disappeared. But it's not just about tourism why we're here. It's also telling the story of San Francisco. Travel and tourism isn't just about visitors. It's all about the people that work in San Francisco in our industry to support the city that they love. It's the 86,000 hardworking employees who count on tourism to feed their families. Those are the people that are inspiring us to make this city shine. We want to be a part of the solution to make this city great, the city that we love so much. We know we have challenges, all cities do, but this movement of all of us coming together with the city and the private sector and individuals alike will what San Francisco is so special. We are inspiring action and we're inspiring change. We appreciate the investment that the mayor is making, not only in cleanliness, but encouraging travel and tourism to come back and getting our city back on its feet. Having downtown ambassadors, encouraging return to Moscone conventions, it's all about making people welcome in San Francisco. We're committed to make Shine On SF successful. San Francisco Travel wants to motivate locals and visitors alike to come together to care for our city and make San Francisco the best and brightest destination it can be for economic recovery. I am tired of this narrative of people who are jealous about San Francisco that like to tell bad stories. I know how much I love this city, and I know how much we love this city. And it's time for us to take over this narrative and take charge back. Tell the true story about this city. Look around you. Look how beautiful this city is. Look how diverse it is. Look how interesting it is. This is the city we love. It's the city that we're going to take back. Shine On San Francisco. I'm pleased to be a part of this initiative. Now I'd like to invite one of our partners, Simon Bertrand, the Executive Director of the Tenderloin Community Business District, to come up and please say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. My name is Simon Bertrand, and I'm the Executive Director of the Tenderloin Community Benefit District, and I'm proud to be a part of Shine On SF. At the Tenderloin Community Benefit District, we deal with some of the city's toughest issues. But we also support an incredible neighborhood full of beautiful people, entrepreneurs, strivers, immigrants, thousands of children, families, San Franciscans, longtime San Franciscans who found a safe haven in a neighborhood that provides shelter from rising housing costs. So in some of the ways, we have the friendliest neighborhood in San Francisco. And I truly love working there every day, supporting the residents, businesses in the Tenderloin. But to be honest, it's not always easy. And there's no one that knows that better than our clean team that's out there every day sweeping up the streets in the Tenderloin. There's a lot of need in the neighborhood. People are struggling on our sidewalks. It's been even more so during the pandemic. We see it every day, and sometimes we see other neighborhoods maybe getting more resources, more attention. It can be hard for the Tenderloin. But that's why Shine On SF matters, because it brings people together. And my organization, with citywide organizations like SF Travel and Joe, who just spoke, it brings many of us together from all over the city to work together towards a common goal to make this city, our city, the most beautiful city in the world. And it's going to take a lot of work. In the Tenderloin, more than any other neighborhood, we know how hard that work's going to be. And it takes coalitions. Because large coalitions working together, that works. People working together towards a common goal, that's what's going to deliver change for this city. Recently, a group of us in the mid-market Tenderloin area came together with a vision for community safety. We were worried about our neighborhoods, and we had an idea about how to deliver a new kind of community safety. And we presented that idea to the mayor, and I have to say, Mayor, thank you. In this latest budget, the mayor really stepped up and took our request, and she's made it happen. And right now, we have more officers walking the beats in the Tenderloin. We have more urban alchemy practitioners with even more on the way, engaging with people to build community safety, to help people. We have a presence, and we have a commitment from the city to work with us. That's what a coalition can do. And now, as part of Shine On SF, and in partnership with the city, TLCBD, and a half a dozen other CBDs, I'm here representing not just myself, but there's 15 other community benefit districts in this city. We'll be able to integrate our operations into 311. And you heard the mayor talk about it as maybe not that exciting. It's one of the most exciting things that's happened to the community benefit districts in the last couple of years. And it's the vision of the Public Works Director, of Nancy Alfaro, the Director of 311, of the Mayor, of the City Administrator, to say what will happen if we could integrate all of the operations, all of these teams, in addition to Public Works that are out there every day cleaning the sidewalks. What if a citizen could make a 311 request, our teams could get it, and then be able to close that request with a photograph that goes back to the person that submitted the request. It's going to be a revolution. And in addition to that 311 integration, that really exciting element, we're also really excited about the trash can receptacle and the vision that the mayor and others have brought to think about a comprehensive system for trash cans in the Tenderloin. thanks to the mayor and the District 6 supervisor, we were able to put Big Belly trash cans. The funding from those two sources allowed us to put Big Belly trash cans on every intersection in the Tenderloin as a pilot. We really think it's important for a major city with a lot of commercial traffic, a lot of visitors, a lot of residents, to be able to have a place for people to throw their litter so that it doesn't end up on the sidewalk. And that's something that Shine On SF has brought as well, the coalition of the city and private stakeholders working together to make that happen. So I'm proud to be a part of Shine On SF. We need a boost. It's been a hard year for the city, for the nation, for the Tenderloin. And it's not always going to be easy. There's going to be hard days, but we're San Francisco. We care about our city. And that's how we do it in the Tenderloin. And that's how Shine On SF will bring us all together to make a difference in each and every neighborhood in the city. And now I'm supposed to introduce Vince, who's a hero that has emerged during the pandemic with a new model about thinking about cleaning the city. So.
Hi, everyone. I'm Vince. I'm really humbled and honored to be here and part of Shine On, especially because I've only recently done what many of these people's life's work has been to care for this city and to care for the people that live here. I've been here since 2003. I learned how to become an adult here. I met my wife here, who might argue that I'm still learning to become an adult here. I'm raising 2 girls here in the city who go to SFUSD. And, in pandemic life, trying to figure out things to do outdoors with the kids, we just said, hey, let's grab a few of these pickers and clean up right in front of our street. And then it turned into, street's getting cleaner. Let's clean up the rest of our block. And I got to thinking, well, maybe other people could do the same thing. And so, I started to notice a few things that, one, there was a lot of people who were already doing this and just going out on their own, organizing neighborhood cleanups. Also, that there was a lot of city services and nonprofits that are dedicated to keeping the city clean. And, it's just so easy. How hard is it to pick this up? How much does it cost, right? The other thing I want to say is just that I promise, at least for myself, to keep refusing refuse. It's just a small and simple thing that we can all do. Again, it just doesn't take much. Just get up off your couch and come out. It's not that giant sweep that's going to keep this city clean. It's that tiny pick each and every day. The trash is relentless, but we are more relentless. Because, right, it doesn't matter if you live in the Bayview or Pack Heights or the Marina or the Tenderloin, everyone deserves a clean street. And now we're growing across the city. We're building momentum. People are coming out of their houses after being cooped up inside. And we're creating opportunities to join us and making it really easy and frictionless to come out. I think more people are going to feel empowered like I have. And that's my hope. And it's just, I'm really hopeful for this city. I really love it here, of course. So I invite you to come clean with me. Go to my website, shameless plug. And again, it's going to be a lot of people just doing a little bit that's going to make a big difference. Whether you're born and raised here, you've been here for close to 20 years like me, or you just moved here, you can do something. And, we have these golden trees that are fantastic, so beautiful. Thank you so much for creating them. It's a genius idea. And it asks, what makes San Francisco shine? And to me, what makes San Francisco shine is that we are leaders, right? We're leaders in environmental justice, stewardship, activism. We're leaders in LGBTQ plus rights, and we're fighting for that. We are a place where a young girl of color from the projects can grow up to be our leader. I love Mayor Breed. Oh, all right, anyways. But again, what I hope is that everyone comes out, because the next question should not be, why we love. There's so many reasons to love San Francisco. The next question should be, how do you love San Francisco? Right? What is it that you do each day to show and demonstrate that you love San Francisco? So again, we can be that light that shows the rest of the world how it's done, and we're going to get it done here. So thank you very much. I hope to see you out there cleaning the streets with me.
Hello, everybody. I'm Rebecca Saylor, and I represent the artists of our city. Thank you so much. I work with an organization called San Francisco Etsy, and we're a street team, a collective of Etsy sellers here in the Bay Area. And we also advocate for each other to raise our voices up, and we help make this city more fun. And we have been so excited to be involved in the Shine On SF project. We have helped to create this golden tree, not alone, obviously, but we also helped to create the art, which you'll see as part of the tree. And on behalf of all of the Shine On partners, we have so many of them here today, and I see their shining faces. Oh my gosh. Like Jennifer, of course, and Howard, and Philip, and Brittany, and Julie, and Julia, and I want to mention everybody. They're gonna start the music here soon. But the San Francisco Parks Alliance, man, we couldn't do this tree without them, and I hope that you will join us today and tell us what you think makes San Francisco shine. Everybody has something that you love about the city. They, the Parks Alliance, they coordinated all the staff, the volunteers, the site hosts. They are activating over 16 of these trees throughout the summer, so definitely go check it out. And what we've seen is that these trees are really creating a conversation in the city. I was out at the Skatin' Place, which is one of our site hosts, and it really almost brought me to tears, honestly, to see and hear the conversations people are having about all the things that they do love about San Francisco. And it made all of the work just feel really, really good. So now I would like to invite the Mayor Breed, and members of all the Shine On SF Leadership Committee, as well as all of the working groups, to gather at the Golden Tree, and we're going to fill out a card. So thank you all.
Thank you all for being here. Let's remember to keep San Francisco green and clean. And also with COVID, we weren't able to do our monthly cleanups in neighborhoods. So Department of Public Works will be resuming those most likely in August. So we invite you to come out and to help us clean up the streets. And in fact, I'm going to be at the next couple of cleanup initiatives, and I'll be randomly picking people who show up to clean with me so we can hang out and talk while we're cleaning and greening San Francisco. So a lot of new initiatives coming. Let's show them what we're made of. Shine on, SF.